The View is off the air, finally.
As we come to the end of Black History Month, we want to take another look at everyone that we've honored this year.
It was an ordinary day in the world of celebrity news until a bombshell of epic proportions shattered the silence, sending shockwaves through Hollywood and beyond. In a stunning and unexpected move, the FBI conducted a high-profile raid on the estate of none other than Whoopi Goldberg. Yes, you read that right, Whoopi Goldberg, the Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony-winning actress, a cultural icon, suddenly found herself at the center of one of the most shocking and mysterious developments of the year. But what exactly did they uncover, and how does it connect to the tangled web of secrets surrounding Jeffrey Epstein's infamous legacy? Buckle up, this story is about to take a wild turn.
People online are split about this.
A convoy of black SUVs and unmarked vehicles rolled up to Goldberg's sprawling estate as the early morning light began to break. Local residents reported seeing law enforcement agents swarming the property, moving with precision and purpose. Witnesses described the scene as something straight out of a high-stakes crime thriller. Agents in dark suits, some carrying evidence cases, others equipped with state-of-the-art gear, methodically entering the gates of the luxurious mansion. The operation was swift but thorough, leaving no stone unturned. The FBI's sudden interest in Goldberg's estate raised immediate suspicion. After all, this was a woman who had spent decades in the limelight, known for her outspoken views, her groundbreaking performances, and her role as a CO host on The View. But the intrigue deepened when inside sources hinted at what the agents were searching for and what they ultimately discovered. Rumors began to swirl in the aftermath of the raid, claiming that the agents had seized a treasure trove of items, each more puzzling than the last. Among them were boxes of documents, electronic devices, and what one insider cryptically described as extremely sensitive material, items that could potentially expose long-buried secrets.
This is Jeffrey Epstein, multimillionaire, hedge fund manager, businessman with famous, powerful friends, and also convicted offender.
Almost immediately, whispers began circulating that the raid was linked to the still unfolding saga of Jeffrey Epstein. The disgraced financier's name has haunted headlines for years, and his infamous client list remains the subject of endless speculation. Could it be that evidence found at Goldberg's estate somehow connects her to Epstein's shadowy network? The mere suggestion sent social media into a frenzy, with theories ranging from plausible to completely outlandish. Some speculated that Goldberg might have inadvertently come into possession of sensitive information about Epstein through her Hollywood verbindungen, while others wondered if she had been caught in the crosshairs of a much broader investigation targeting influential figures in entertainment and politics. What exactly was found during the raid? While the FBI has remained tight-lipped about the specifics, leaks from individuals close to the investigation have painted a picture that is as intriguing as it is unsettling. Allegedly, agents discovered a collection of handwritten notes and correspondence that could potentially shed light on Epstein's connecties met Krankheitsfiguren figuren in verschiedenen Industrien. Even more startling were reports of encrypted files on electronic devices seized from Goldberg's home. Experts suggest that these files could contain explosive revelations, but decrypting them will take time, and until then the contents remain a tantalizing mystery.
The list mentions around 150 people, including politicians, celebrities, friends, business associates, and alleged victims.
Adding fuel to the fire, a source revealed that the agents had also seized several personal items that seemed strangely out of place. Described as curiosities, some speculated that these objects might hold symbolic or even coded meanings. What exactly these items were remains unclear, but their presence has only deepened the mystery surrounding the raid. Was Goldberg knowingly harboring such material, or was she an unwitting participant in a much larger narrative? The public could only speculate as the story continued to unfold. Naturally, attention turned to Whoopi Goldberg herself. How did she respond to this sudden and highly public intrusion into her private life? According to reports, Goldberg was at home when the raid occurred, and sources say she appeared visibly stunned by the unfolding events. While she has yet to make a public statement addressing the situation directly, Insiders suggest that Goldberg has been consulting with her legal team to figure out the best course of action. Her silence, however, has only fueled further speculation, with some interpreting it as a sign of guilt and others as evidence of shock and disbelief.
I want to get into this Epstein thing a little bit. I think the American people are very curious about who's on this list, or these lists. You have been doggedly trying to get all the information, and now we learn, thanks to you, that you've been stonewalled by people in New York.
One thing is certain, the raid has cast a long shadow over Goldberg's legacy. Known for her no-nonsense attitude and her ability to tackle tough subjects head-on, Goldberg now finds herself at the heart of a story that has gripped the public's imagination. Her critics have eagerly seized the opportunity to question her integrity, while her supporters have rallied to her defense, urging caution and the need for a fair investigation. The divide in public opinion is stark, with some calling for patience and a thorough process, while others demand immediate answers. As expected, the media has gone into overdrive. Major outlets have provided non-stop coverage, each trying to outdo the other with exclusive details and expert analysis. Tabloids, on the other hand, have embraced a more sensationalist approach, with headlines like "What was Whoopi hiding?" and "Hollywood's darkest secret revealed" dominating their front pages. Social media platforms have also exploded with commentary, as users pick apart every new development and speculate wildly about what it all means.
Yes, Mark. So, as you know, we released about 120 pages of documents, and I started asking for these documents right when I came into office, and before Kash Patel was in there.
But it's not just the media and the public reacting. This story has sent shockwaves through Hollywood as well. Goldberg's colleagues and peers have remained notably quiet, likely cautious about getting caught up in the fallout. However, a few notable figures have spoken out. Some have expressed their support for Goldberg, calling her a trailblazer and a woman of integrity, while others have been more measured, stressing the importance of due process. The entertainment industry, already reeling from a series of high-profile scandals in recent years, is bracing itself for whatever revelations might emerge. Then there's the bigger question: what does this mean for the broader Epstein investigation? Could the materials found at Goldberg's estate provide the missing pieces investigators have been searching for? If so, the implications could be staggering. The Epstein saga has long been shrouded in mystery, with countless unanswered questions about the extent of his network and the identities of those involved. The discovery of new evidence, especially evidence linked to someone as prominent as Goldberg, could have far-reaching consequences, potentially exposing more names and details than anyone ever anticipated.
So I ended up getting about 120 pages. We carefully redacted them, of course, to be sure the 254 young girls, women who are victims of crimes of trafficking, their personal information was redacted and out of there to protect them.
As the dust settles, one thing is clear: this story is far from over. The FBI raid on Whoopi Goldberg's estate has opened a Pandora's box of questions, each more intriguing than the last. What was truly uncovered during the search? How does it connect to Jeffrey Epstein's web of secrets? And perhaps most importantly, what does this mean for Goldberg's toekomst en de toekomst van anderen Wijns name en misgien nog on het licht komen? With so many unanswered questions, the world can only watch and wait as this high-stakes drama continues to unfold. But here's where things take an even darker and more mysterious turn. Rumors are now swirling that the evidence seized during the raid could not only implicate Goldberg, but also other high-profile individuals. Could this be the tip of the iceberg? Could the raid on Goldberg's estate the first domino to fall in a much broader investigation? The possibilities are endless, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Stay tuned, this story is about to get even more intense.
And I kept saying, there has to be more, there has to be more. I'm assured that's it. Kash asked the same questions. Assured there's no more. I found out, this week that a source told me New York, SDNY, they're sitting on thousands of pages of documents regarding Epstein. Thousands.
And just like that, the raid on Whoopi Goldberg's estate became the epicenter of a storm that no one saw coming. The world was left holding its breath, waiting for the next shocking revelation. But if you thought the initial findings were enough to close the story, think again. This was just the beginning of an unraveling narrative that would send ripples far beyond the gates of Goldberg's opulent mansion. The implications were bigger than anyone could have anticipated, with far-reaching consequences for her career, her legacy, and potentially even the lives of other high-profile figures in her orbit. First, let us address the potential fallout for Whoopi herself. The timing couldn't be worse. Over the years, she's built a reputation as a bold, unfiltered voice in Hollywood and daytime television, but this raid has thrown her entire career into question. Can she continue to hold her seat at The View, where she spent years dissecting everything from politics to pop culture, while under this kind of scrutiny some insiders are already speculating that producers at ABC might reconsider her position on the show? After all, The View thrives on its panelists' ability to speak freely and hold others accountable, but how credible can Goldberg be in that role when she herself is now embroiled in controversy?
I said something that I feel a responsibility for not leaving unexamined because my words upset so many people.
There's already chatter that advertisers and sponsors of The View are closely monitoring the situation. Some brands are reportedly concerned about being associated with Goldberg's name, given the cloud of suspicion now hanging over her. While no official moves have been made yet, these rumblings often lead to bigger decisions down the line. And let us not forget Whoopi's influence extends far beyond her television career. She's also a household name in Hollywood, having starred in iconic films like The Color Purple and Sister Act. Could this controversy jeopardize her opportunities in the film industry? It's a question on everyone's mind. But here's where things get even more complicated. Whoopi is not just a celebrity, she's also an outspoken activist. She's never shied away from championing causes she believes in, from social justice to environmental issues. However, the optics of this situation could undermine her credibility in those spaces. How does one advocate for truth and accountability while being tangled up in an investigation of this magnitude? It's a tricky line to walk. So far, Whoopi's silence isn't doing her any favors. Her fans are waiting for her to speak out, to provide some kind of explanation, or at least acknowledge the gravity of the situation. But until that happens, the speculation will only continue to grow louder.
Whoopi has to rest her ginormous mouth and bad attitude.
Now, let us zoom out and look at the bigger picture, because this story isn't just about Whoopi Goldberg. The raid has opened the door to a much broader conversation about who else might be implicated. The Epstein saga has always been shrouded in mystery, with countless unanswered questions about the extent of his network and the identities of those involved. Over the years, whispers of a so-called client list have surfaced, a roster of powerful individuals who may have been connected to Epstein in one way or another. Could the evidence seized from Goldberg's estate finally provide some clarity on this front? Some insiders believe that the materials found during the raid could serve as a crucial link in the ongoing investigation. There's even talk that the FBI is expanding its probe to include other figures in Hollywood and beyond. If that's true, Goldberg's estate might just be the first domino to fall. Imagine the ripple effect this could have. We're talking about the potential unraveling of a Pandora's box of revelations that could expose not only individuals but entire systems of complicity and cover-ups. Let us be honest, Hollywood is no stranger to scandals that expose the darker side of its glamorous facade. But what makes this situation even more intriguing is the possibility that the evidence doesn't just implicate individuals, it could also implicate organizations. Epstein's connections weren't limited to celebrities. his web stretched into finance, politics, and even philanthropy. If the materials seized from Goldberg's estate reveal concrete links to these sectors, it could spark a chain reaction of investigations and accountability. This isn't just a Hollywood story, it's a global one.
I don't think anything's going to come up back because all these people are all connected. Judges,
that's
politicians.
Meanwhile, the media frenzy surrounding the raid has reached a fever pitch. News outlets are dedicating round-the-clock coverage to the story, dissecting every new piece of information and interviewing so-called experts for context. But as with any high-profile scandal, the line between fact and speculation has become increasingly blurred. Some reports have suggested that the evidence includes encrypted emails and private correspondence that could reveal shocking new details about Epstein's dealings. Others have floated the possibility that Goldberg may have been in possession of items passed down to her from a third party, potentially without her knowledge. At this point, it's anyone's guess. Yet, the lack of clarity hasn't stopped the rumor mill from churning at full speed.
He was forced. He didn't just bounce. He was forced to retire because they accused him, Pam Bondi, and all them, because he's hiding thousands of Why would this guy, an FBI agent, because mind you, Kash Patel's in, I think there's a misconception, Jillian, that people think that all the people that are in all of a sudden switched and now they're pro-Trump and they're pro-this agenda.
Social media, of course, has been a hotbed of discussion. The hashtags related to Whoopi Goldberg and Epstein have been trending non-stop, with users from all walks of life weighing in on the drama. Some have taken a sympathetic stance, arguing that Goldberg is being unfairly targeted and that the raid could be a case of mistaken identity or an overreach by law enforcement. Others, however, have been far less forgiving, calling for her immediate removal from the view and demanding answers about her potential involvement. The debate has become so heated that it's even sparked wider conversations about cancel culture and the fine line between accountability and public shaming. And then there's the question of how this will impact Goldberg's relationships within the entertainment industry. Hollywood is a small world, and reputations can rise or fall overnight. Will her peers stand by her during this challenging time, or will they distance themselves to protect their own careers? So far, the responses have been mixed. Some of Goldberg's longtime friends and collaborators have publicly expressed their support, describing her as a person of integrity who would never knowingly involve herself in anything unethical. Others, however, have remained conspicuously silent, leading to speculation that they may be trying to avoid being dragged into the controversy.
That means those same people are still in charge and they're still protecting each other. And James Comey's daughter, guys, you guys all remember who James Comey is, the Trump-hating, Hillary Clinton covering-up guy. His daughter is the assistant U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York, where all these documents are. So as much as these people are promising us, I still, Vincent Oshana, don't think.
One particularly interesting angle is the role of Goldberg's CO hosts on The View. The show thrives on its panelists' ability to tackle controversial topics, but how will they handle this situation when it hits so close to home? Will they address the raid on air, or will they steer clear of the topic altogether? Either way, their response, or lack thereof, will speak volumes about the dynamics within the group and the broader implications for the show's future. As for the legal implications, they remain unclear at best. The FBI has not yet made any official statements about the nature of the evidence or what it could mean for Goldberg and others who may be implicated. However, legal experts have pointed out that the very act of conducting a raid of this scale suggests that law enforcement believes the evidence is significant. If charges are eventually brought against Goldberg or anyone else connected to the materials, it could spark a legal battle that captivates the nation for months, if not years.
So there's a number of things that could be redacted. The first thing that you're going to be thinking about is confidential information as to survivors' names, addresses, and other identifiers. Redactions can be as specific as that, or they can be generalized. They can be generalized And you're usually either working under some type of confidentiality agreement, some type of statute, some type of code.
And let's not forget the unresolved questions that continue to linger. What exactly was the FBI searching for when they raided Goldberg's estate? How did these materials end up in her possession in the first place? And perhaps most importantly, what does this mean for the broader Epstein investigation? The answers to these questions could reshape our understanding of one of the most infamous scandals of our time. As the dust settles on this bombshell revelation, the world is left with more questions than answers. Will Whoopi Goldberg's legacy survive this storm? What does this mean for the ongoing Epstein investigation? How far does this web of secrets extend, and who else might be implicated? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. Let us keep the conversation going as we await the next chapter in this unfolding drama. Until then, stay tuned, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more celebrity gossip and breaking news. Goodbye for now.